All right, ladies and gentlemen, pleased to be joined by Darren Lodge, goaltender for the Canadian Legends. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today and showing you his pads because his gear is arguably the best at the Legends World Championship. So let's get right into it. All right, so tell me a little bit about the helmet. Like, where'd you get the idea from? Who did it for you?
Well, I'm from Manitoba, so you'll see the wheat motif kind of across all of the gear, something we came up with this year. Paso has a partnership with me. They've been helping me with new gear every year for the last 4 or 5 years. They do incredible work. They're innovating equipment at all times, and so we have a lot of communication about different modifications and things. The glove, for example, is a one-of-a-kind right now. We're trying a new modification on that. With respect to the mask, we took the same motif and, of course, built it across part of the helmet to build it in with the Canadian theme. And this is all my helmet wraps. This is a vinyl wrap. It's all done by JF Ome out of Quebec. And he's probably done 10 different masks for me. So he's extraordinary.
So no paint. It's all
No. The back is painted. This was done by a fellow out of Chicago, Illinois, with foil as well for all my kids' names and my wife's name. So they're with me for every game.
Awesome. And you talked a little bit about the Passau pads. Now, Brock was telling me that you're a big gear guy and you're always getting new stuff. So are these brand new? How long have you been using these pads?
They've been used at Nationals about 2 weeks ago, the 3 games, and yesterday. So they've had 4 games in them so far.
Wow. And how are you liking them so far? How long have you used Passau?
Passau, I think I've been with them 5 or 6 years now, if I counted backwards. So I've had about 4 or 5 different sets from them, usually one new one a year. And it's extraordinary, out of the box. You might think, how could you take brand new gear into Nationals and then let alone Worlds, but out of the box, they're a perfect fit for me every time, and I can take them right on the floor with full confidence. So,
yeah, their gear is, it's top notch for sure.
Yeah, they're out of Quebec as well.
And have you what other brands have you worn, and why did you choose Passau?
Oh, so I started, like a lot of ball hockey goalies, I started with ice hockey gear back in the day. And found that ice hockey gear usually is built to sit on top of your skate, so it kind of exposes your feet. And so the big difference with the ball hockey gear is that it's actually built to fall down around the foot, ends up protecting the foot. So you don't end up having, I used to have a broken toe or a broken toenail every year from something, right? Haven't had that since I moved to exclusively ball hockey gear specifically for 10, 12 years probably. The first true ball hockey set I went with was Reason Why out of Slovakia. Great gear. We worked with them for probably 5 or 6 years. They moved on to Kineski out of Ontario. And they built 2 different sets for me, one for the World Championships in WBHF in Mississauga, and then another set after that. And then I moved over to Passau, and I'd just gone to them to build me a custom chest protector, which they did, and then they took it to market because it ended up being a really great piece of equipment. Then the pads just kind of came second. They were just starting to launch these, and so we worked on different slider systems and what have you over the last number of years, and these are so much better than anything else that's on the market. It's extraordinary. I get essentially like second period ice kind of sliding, around. So it really helps. As an older guy, it's the only way I've been able to stay in the game. Honestly, I'll be 54 in a week, and these things make me feel like I'm significantly younger. So.
Yeah. So did you make any kind of custom modifications to these, or how did you make these your own, basically?
Okay. So one of the modifications they do just for me is elastic strap at the bottom rather than a leather strap. And I use these specific shoes that actually, you'd almost think they were made for a ball hockey goalie. They don't make them anymore, so I bought it, once they stopped making them, I bought about 10 pairs up around North America, and I store them in my garage. But, so this allows me full control of the pad with this deep channel here, rather than needing to have a toe tie. And that's always been a struggle for ice hockey goalies who come to ball hockey, is trying to find a way to control their pad. This allows me all of that. The rest of everything in here is otherwise pretty standard. I add an extra gel pad here for the knee, just to give it a little bit softer landing. And that's really about it. The rest of it is, and this is what they call their Pro Ice Skin slider system. And so what we did, rather than being rounded, which would cause the pad sometimes to roll a bit, we took the edge off and just made them flat. And they're solid as well, so if they wear, they won't wear through.
Right.
So.
Wow. That's amazing. I really appreciate it, Darren. And yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, happy to help out.